to the Dollar Bets podcast, your home to free money sports betting.
All right. Hello, everybody. We're ready for another fire week. We've got late season college football Natty coming up on Monday nights. We've got wild card weekend, another wild card weekend in the NFL. Got some cold weather games to talk about. We got the mid-season NBA and then college basketball in the middle of conference play. So let's get to it, Debo. I know we start out on fire. Both of us had some huge hits last week. Once again, if you're new to this podcast, this is Dollar Bets. I am Matt. We got Debo here with us. We use free money sites because here in California, you can't do sports betting legally.
Gambling is illegal at Bushwood, sir, and I never slide.
Great. Big update on Fliff right now. Fliff got a little weak on us this week, a little chintzy. We used to get up to $5 of free money before they stopped giving you money, and they lowered that down to $1. So I don't know what's going on with them. Hoping we're still going to keep the $1 day. Bo and I are doing a little competition to see who wins a bottle of Blanton's. Whoever can take out the most money. And we're going to share right now the standings.
The Dollar Bets Blanton's Challenge is a year-long competition between Matt and Debo. Here are the rules. We only use 5 free money sports books: Fliff, Thrills, Rebet, Sportzino, and Novig. You cannot deposit any money. The person that withdraws the most amount of money in 2025 wins the bottle of Blanton's. Here are the current standings.
Got lucky, Notre Dame helped me out, and I took out Thrills and then hit another 3-team parlay. So I hit a couple big bets on there and took out $60-some. I took out 20 from Rebet, so I've got $80-some. I was about to take out Fliff. I had $27. I put it all on the Vikings, and we all know what happened with that. My lock of the week did not cash, and all my Fliff got reset to 0. So that is still at 0. Debo's still looking to take out some money. How are the accounts going for you, Debo? Where are you at?
We are at 0. Better than negative. Yep.
Nothing starting to build. No bankroll going in any of those free money sites.
I had a bankroll going until last night. And the Thrills, I put it all on the Cavaliers, and they got absolutely rolled.
Listen to listen to Daily Juice? That's what they were calling for the Cavaliers in the Daily Juice in that podcast.
I did not listen to the Daily Juice, but I do I listen to them sometimes for sure.
Yeah, that one didn't hit. I lost on Utah State the other night. I was doing well that I live bet UMass in that triple overtime game, and they hit that. It was great. I thought I was going to double up, but then Utah State took my money away. All right, so let's go to our picks from last week. Debo, you want to start with your lock of the week? How'd that go?
It did not go well. I think my teaser did not hit once again. But we did do good on our props. We went 3-0 on the props, the player props. So that's good. And then my 3-team parlay did not hit either. I think it was Minnesota that messed up that parlay.
That's not great for you, Devo, but that's all right. You got some wins in there. The weekend it started out on fire for me. I had my 3-team. My 3-team parlay. I had the Commanders. I said take them getting 3, but myself I bet the money line on that one. They hit the money line. I had the Bills. Bills covered easily in that game, and I had the under on the Packers-Eagles game. The Packers just looked competent in that game, and that was nice. So that 3-teamer hit. So hopefully some people cashed out on that. I also on Rebet I added the Vikings, which was my lock of the week, onto that as a 4-teamer, and of course that killed my bet because the Vikings didn't do much at all in that game. And so you were right about that. The Rams, what is it? The tragedy boost for the LA Fires. You always get that, when a coach dies or a player dies, it's whatever. Remember the Yankees and after 9/11, you always get that boost. And I didn't even think about that. And
Boston won after the Boston bombings.
That's right. Yeah. It's one of those things that you got to think about.
Astros after the flood and the Saints after Hurricane Katrina.
Yeah. Stuff like that happens. You got to factor that in. And I didn't. So paid the price on that. My lock of the week didn't go well. I also had my player props. Early Cook anytime touchdown. He hit. That was a good hit. I had Saquon for over 104.5 yards, which was a tight one. I started to sweat that out, and then he got on his last possession. They were up. They didn't really need it, and he got 18 yards, I think, on that last carry to put him on the over on that one. And then Sam Darnold had over 1.5 touchdowns, which did not hit. He was just he looked like the old Sam Darnold, and didn't look like he was playing for a new big contract. So that failed me on that one.
He lost about 10 million in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Between the Lions game and the Rams game.
Yeah.
He's not going to be looking at 50 million next year.
Not going to be looking at that. All right. Well, we've covered last week. Let's go on to our locks of the week.
Locks of the week.
All right, Debo, what do you got for this week? What's the magic for you?
We're going to Rams +6. Just they look good. Their D line is very underrated. They're very young, but not going to get 9 sacks against the Eagles. But hopefully, give Jalen Hurts some pressure and keep it 1-score game. Maybe win by a field goal or lose by a field goal, and we cash.
All right. I like that one. I'm going to be on the opposite of that one. I'm going against the Rams again this week. I'm taking the Eagles -6 for a couple of reasons. One, I think just the frigid weather that we're getting coming out to the East Coast. You got a team that's sitting in Texas, going to play in warm weather dome, and then coming up there, and then having to play in Philly. It's supposed to snow a little bit there. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I think Saquon just takes it over, and I think that the Eagles cover barely by that 6 points. I think they're going to cover. Tragedy's over. The fire's put out, so I don't think they're going to get the boost again for 2 weeks in a row. Traveling across country, I think it's going to start a lot of travel going back to LA, then going all the way across country. Cold weather game. I just think Saquon's doing it. I don't think the Eagles are that great a team this year. I definitely don't see them going winning the NFC Championship or going to the Super Bowl at all. I think this is as far as they're going to go. But my lock of the week is the Eagles this week. So we're on opposite sides of that one.
I actually like the under in that too. I was debating having my lock be the under 43.5, which is very enticing. Like you said, it's going to be cold, or I could just tease it. But my teasers have been doing horrible, so let's just stick with the Rams +6. But I do like the under as well.
I've got the under in my parlay of the week. So as we start to hit that, let's go talk to parlays of the week. Who's your what do you got in your parlay of the week?
Parlay of the week. All right, we got taking the Lions -9.5, and with my other two, I am going with Kansas City -6. They're at -8 right now, so I buy 2 points.
Yeah, I saw 8.5 even, but yeah.
Yeah, maybe about 2.5 points. Let me check real quick.
Depends on the book. I've seen 8 and I've seen 8.5. Yeah.
Exactly. So Chiefs -6, bought a couple points. And then also I saw Bills were +2.5 on Fliff. So I just bought a half point, took the Bills +3. So Bills, Lions, Chiefs, and the parlay odds come out to +384. Not too much of a payout, but
hey,
little
free money,
less
free money.
Exactly.
All right, I like that. I took the over in the Commanders Lions game. I usually don't go for overs, but this game just seems like it's going to be a shootout.
It's the Lions, yeah, you got it.
So Lions are going to get their points, and then Commanders just seem like they're firing pretty well. I had a hard time. I think the Lions are the best team in the NFL right now, but just Commanders are hot, so that's why I just figure ride that and go for the over in that one. Like to see the Commanders. Well, I like to see both these teams. Either one, whoever's going to win that's who I'm going to be rooting for in the rest of the playoffs. So, took the under in the Eagles Texans game, 43.5. As I said, it's going to be cold, snow, a lot of running, just like last week. Stroud hasn't been great. He's not putting up huge numbers. Mixon will be all right. He'll get his 60, 70 yards, whatever that is. Yeah, I just don't see that hitting the over. And then for my third one, got to go with the Irish, 8 points. This game is definitely going to be within a touchdown. Irish getting 8, I think, could have been my lock of the week there. Last time Notre Dame played Ohio State, it was a really close game at the goal line, where they didn't have enough players on the field that time. But I just see them hanging in the game with their defense. I think it's going to be a lot like the Penn State game, where it's going to be back and forth. One score difference and 8 points, I think, is too much to give the Irish. The line went down a little bit from last week. We told you last week in the podcast to bet early because the line was going to start getting closer. I bet as soon as you can, because I bet it keeps going down a little bit, the spread. You're going to start seeing people putting money on the Irish.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Natty, who you got in the Natty? Who do you think? You get in Ohio State? You got any player props in that one? Anything you're looking at?
I got nothing in that other than Notre Dame +9 when I got it last week.
Great.
So I had to pick a winner, taking Ohio State. But I think it's going to be a close game, yeah.
Yep. Okay. All right, let's move down to player props. We have player props this week, Debo.
Player props. All right, I got Terry McLaurin, Scary Terry, over 69.5 receiving yards. It's my first one. Yeah, I think he's hit this number in 3 straight games, other than the one game that I think it was week 18 where they sat most of their starters. I'm going Pat Mahomes to have an INT, -115. Look what the Texans just did to the Chargers. Herbert had 3 interceptions all season long, and he threw 4 against the Texans. The Texans were, just all over.
Their game was great.
Yeah. Mahomes hasn't been that accurate this year, but I see the Texans getting an interception on him.
I think Mahomes, it seems like this year he's not going for the deep ball. It's just a lot of these short passes, 5, 10, 15. But yeah, and when he does, I could see that.
Then we got Kareem Hunt under 34.5 rushing yards. I think Pacheco is going to get the majority of the workload. And even when Hunt does play, he gets, like 3-4 yards a carry. He doesn't break a big one usually. And Dobbins last week had 26 yards on 9 carries. That's a little bit under 3 yards a carry. And Chargers couldn't really do anything at that point, but it was a blowout. And that's kind of why he got only 26 yards. But still, those are my 3. I'm going to add one more. Jamison Williams over 3.5 receptions. He's hit this number 7 out of the last 8 games. It's a little juicy. I think it was like -130, but just 4 receptions for Jamison Williams. And let's see here, he had 7 targets last week, so 5 receptions. So yeah, I like that. Just 4 receptions and we cash there.
Nice. All right, I've got for player props, going back to the well with Derrick Henry. Guy just gets his yards. I thought the number was pretty low, 97.5 for
you
him.
Got 97?
97.5. I would think it would be over 100, but
yeah, I think it moved over. I saw a book; it was at like 104.
Yeah. So I took the over. He's hit over 138 yards in the last 4 games. Get some good defenses. So I see him continuing that, and always anytime touchdown. That's not one of my props, but I might throw some money at that one too.
Yeah, because he's like -300 for that.
Yeah, you're not getting a lot of money on that one. Not. And then Gibbs, Gibbs has been great lately for the Lions, but Montgomery's back, and I don't think that's factored in the number. They've got Gibbs at 84 yards. I'm going to take the under on that. He'll get like 70 yards or so. And also, once Montgomery's back, Montgomery's going to get the ball at the goal line instead of Gibbs. So so don't. I know if you've been taking Gibbs for your touchdowns lately, you might want to fade that a little bit this week. I don't see that happening as much. And then finally, I got Josh Allen over 1.5 touchdowns passes. He's had that for the last 5 weeks. He's been looking pretty good. I know it's going to be cold there too. It's going to be cold in Kansas City, going to be cold in Philly with the polar vortex, but Josh Allen doesn't seem to get impacted by the weather. He played in Wyoming. He's used to cold weather. He's used to that, so I think he'll be fine with that. For a bonus, the lines haven't come out on this yet, but Jayhawks are playing K-State. They're in-state rival on Saturday. Bill Self just coming off that loss to Iowa State. He doesn't usually lose 2 games in a row. Definitely not when they're coming home. In-state rivalry. So Hunter Dickinson had a bad game. Same thing. He doesn't usually have 2 bad games in a row. Usually his his prop. It's usually about 15.5, somewhere in there. I take the over on points for Hunter Dickinson, or maybe a points and rebounds. Sometimes you get that at about 25. I take the over on that if you see it. Also, take the Jayhawks money line for sure. If the spread's under, if it's 14 points or less, I'd take the Jayhawks in the spread. I'm not sure what the spread's going to be, but that's the bonus pick I got for you this week.
Right on.
Any other bonuses, Debo? Any things you got this weekend for people? Any NBA things you're looking at coming up in the week ahead?
Some good college basketball on tomorrow. USC, Wisconsin, I think tomorrow as well.
Auburn tomorrow.
Auburn. Who they play? They got
Georgia. I think it's Georgia. Yeah.
Yeah, none of the lines are out, so nothing I can really.
Yeah, maybe we'll put some bets on social media this week.
Mhm.
So take a look at those. Give us a follow on YouTube. Give us a like as well. Spotify, if you're on there, rate us. Give us some stars on Spotify. Follow us on Spotify. Twitter, X, it is at Dollar Bets. Instagram, it's at Dollar Bets. We'll put some reels up there as well this week. Thanks for all the people who have started following us, and good luck this week.
Thank you. Yeah, good luck to you as well. Well, not in your lock of the week. I hope you lose that one.
Right?
And send us your winning tickets, you guys. Thanks for tuning in to Dollar Bets.
All right. We're out of here.